what is looking like mission improbable is now looking like mission possible for Max Verstappen. Back-to-back wins for Max Verstappen in Formula 1 now means that the race for the championship has now been narrowed to 69 points. A shock DNF for McLaren driver this weekend. Since the starter of the restart following the mid-break, it has been Max Verstappen from Monza to Baku. Now, it started for him at the Dutch Grand Prix, where he finished second. And after the Dutch Grand Prix, we moved to Monza. He finished first. And in Baku, Azerbaijan, he finished first to cut the gap to 69 points. It was not just about Verstappen in Baku. There was also a first podium finish ever for Carlos Sainz. As George Russell finished second. And there was no podium finish for the McLaren drivers for the first time this season, if I'm not mistaken. Neither Piastri or Lando Norris finished in podium finish. And for Lewis Hamilton, the wait continues. But it was a good weekend for the young stars. Kim Antonelli, Yuki Tsunoda, and Liam Lawson, all doing well for themselves. Uncanny Sam, Annie Bishop here, as we, unravel the shocker from Baku that we saw this weekend in Formula 1.
Before we start, can I give kudos to who kudos is due? The modern day octopus. He's on a streak right now.
We tried to convince
he's on a streak right now. We
tried to say it was impossible.
Yeah, but he's on
he
a
was
streak right
trying
now.
to be diplomatic with it.
Yeah.
But 69 points.
I want to
69 points is 2 races for Verstappen. 2 wins for Verstappen. And 1 possible DNF again for Piastri.
And he could be back in the race.
And he's back in the race.
8 more races to go.
7 more races to go.
7 more races to go.
And we're seeing back to back.
The truth is this, right? It just remind me of what happened last season. Face off, it was Verstappen.
All true.
They won 8 out of possible. No, they won 9 out of 10, I think. Then come back second half. He managed to win just once. But the difference between him and what I'm saying right now is he was managed to finish on the podium on a consistent level. You understand? Third, at times second, third. You understand? Then he won 1 race in Brazil. It was because of the rain and
25, 18.
And now for me, I even went down with a little. I went back to when
68 points.
Yeah, I went back to when Christian Horner was sacked. He was sacked on the 9th of July, shortly after the British Grand Prix.
Yeah.
That's after the Silverstone. Then on the next Grand Prix was the Belgian Grand Prix, which is on the
before the missing break.
Yeah, 2 Grand Prix. Now he finished 3rd there. Then fast forward to Hungarian Grand Prix, which is the last Grand Prix before the missing break. Yeah. He finished 9th, and we're laughing. We're like, come on! It seems that decision to let go Christian Horner
has been fired.
Because we're used to. I mean, in football, when the new manager comes, that's what we call new manager bounce, new manager effect.
Yeah.
So
it didn't happen.
Laurie Marquez came and it wasn't happening. Then after the mid-season break, first race, Dutch Grand Prix, home Grand Prix, he finished second. I expect him to actually that because it's second year. It's his home ground.
Though he benefited. He benefited from Lando Norris. It was Lando Norris crash in the Dutch Grand Prix. Yeah. Then he pushed. Lando Norris crashed
and he pushed. He had technical issues.
Yes.
He has technical issues.
And moved up to second.
To second. Then last week, 2 weeks ago, Monza. Nowhere, fastest lap, started, on pole. Then to make it worse, I don't know, something wrong is going with McLaren. For the second, just like what happened today.
Technical issue last
week. No, not technical issue. When it comes to pitting, last time,
they made a wrong call.
Last time, when Lando pitted, it took Lando 5.9 seconds to come out. Today, when Lando pitted, it took him 4-something seconds to come out. Why McLaren and I'm talking about why Verstappen and Racing were doing 1.9 seconds to come out. They move. So something is wrong since they actually come back. So now, 5 races, Mikey's have 2 podium finish. 2 wins already, which is equal to the number of wins that Christian Horner had in the first 11 races of the season before he was sacked. So improvement, no matter how you want to look at it. I think that is not enough. For the first time,
3 podium.
Yeah, 3 podium finish. Yeah. For the first time, we see Yuki Tsunoda finishing 6th. He started 6th and ended up 6th.
Yeah.
It shows. During the break, there was a work on their car, and the work they did on their car is actually showing. Now there's what they call Grand Slam in the Formula 1. When you have a Grand Slam finish, it means you have a pole position, you lead all through, you have the fastest lap, and you win the race. Now, in all of his career, Lewis Hamilton has 6, and people are celebrating him. But guess what? With what this guy did today, he has a Grand Slam Grand Prix today. I'm talking about
Max Verstappen.
Max Verstappen. He started on pole, led all through, has the fastest lap,
And finished.
and won the race. Now he has 6 Grand. He just equaled that
Lewis
record
Hamilton
that nobody
record.
thought is going to be equal. The first one was in 2021 in, trying to remember, in Austria. The second one was in 2022. I think Imola. Then the third one, Qatar and Spain in 2023. Then 2024, he had Bahrain. Then this year, he's having Azerbaijan. Amazing. Nobody thought that we were going to see somebody that would do what was his name.
Before we begin to praise Max Verstappen to the high heavens and what he's done, let us know that the reason why he even finished on pole was because a certain Carlos Sainz was trapped. Remember, he was trapped when he was trapped during the qualifying. A certain, was it London Norris or Piastri? I can't remember which of
If
who.
you want to go by that, right, the number of time,
He was the only one who had the opportunity to overpass his time on
Listen
pole.
to me, the number of time, right, issues like that, it's part of the game. It's just like telling me that, Man U lost yesterday because of red card or something. No.
Yeah.
These things happen. Look, it's a game.
part of the game.
You must start and finish. No matter how you finish.
I understand.
Regardless of, okay, so do we now say, he benefited? Fine. Do you know the number of times these guys have actually benefited from his own misfortune?
Don't forget this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I like to bring out the figure because I want to look at I'm looking for both sides of you. There were 6 red flags.
6 during the
qualifying.
But guess what? During the normal race, only 1 yellow flag.
Only 1 yellow flag,
which is what happened to.
But there was some
so
crashes
there was
as
no
well.
flag. There was no flag.
I quite agree. Yes.
Now guess what? This is what funny enough. Even making the things that actually gave McLaren advantage.
Yeah.
Because each time there's a flag, McLaren just sees the
cover.
opportunity. But mostly now,
see,
let me explain something to you.
okay,
Mostly, what actually affects you is pitting. Now, guess what McLaren normally do? They wait until probably the last 4, 5, or 6, or 7, or 8 races,
rounds
when there is no red flag. But guess what? In most cases, before the last 10 laps,
there's a red flag.
There's going to be red flag, and they'll use the opportunity to pit, and they will not retain their position or maintain their position, and so they keep winning like that. So come on, don't use that as he's an amazing driver. But I'm not one of his best fans, but he's an amazing driver.
Now this brings a lot of questions about the fact whether they don't have the fastest cars. I remember I listened to the team director of McLaren was saying even before the start of the second
Stella.
It was like there's a fear that these guys could come into the second round of the competition with the fastest cars. And like you said, bang.
It looks like they
have the fastest cars.
I mean, for Yuki to finish 6.
See, exactly.
No, but come on, they enjoyed the
and they're very good on
it. You don't need to cry, Baba. Nobody waiting enjoy last season. They came back from the mid-season break.
What did
it took the grace for those that believe in God. It took the grace of God for Verstappen to win, because he had only out of possible 11 or 12
11 races.
He had only
one win.
Now the big question I want to ask is: do you think McLaren is having a team issue? Because before the break,
before we go to McLaren, I'm 69 points.
Yeah, 69 points.
It's doable.
4 wins now this season.
Yeah.
For Max Verstappen. I don't think we saw it coming, to be honest.
No, we did not.
We probably thought that in the second half of the season we'll get 1.
Yeah.
We expected for him to get at least 1.
Yeah.
And then
Piastri and Lando
will share the rest.
Yes.
But 3 races in midweek. Second, since they started the break, second, first.
Yeah.
A possible 68 points.
Got 60 out of
from 75.
Yeah.
So it means
drop
that
only 7 points.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to. Is now close the gap from 97
to 69.
From 97
you guys have
to 69 points on Kani Sam.
It's like when I get
doable.
It's like when I get is what they call them Opolo eyes. You guys are looking big. No, see, realistically, right? I'm not looking at with him. I'm Piastri. I'm not. It's a no-brainer for me. Piastri is going to win this season. Now, what makes it interesting is this.
Okay, Sam, we've got Singapore,
US,
Mexico, Brazil.
Before we start looking at the race itself that are going to come up.
Let me just conclude something.
I just want to say something because we are just making it look like Piastri is going to win it.
No, Piastri is winning it.
21 points.
Yes,
the gap is now very.
22.
I'm talking about Piastri and Norrie now.
Now
that's 21 points.
That's what I want to explain to you. That's what I'm going to right now.
Now,
here is how the fight looks like. Right?
Yeah, explain.
For Piastri,
if Lando had finished in top 2, then I'll probably be saying
I understand that.
Yeah, exactly.
They started at what point? It was on 9-point difference.
Yeah,
then
9 point difference.
15
15
because that's the DNF. You understand?
Yeah,
you understand that? Yeah, now 21. Now here's the simple truth, right? It's going to be interesting because for the last 7 races, we'll have Lando chasing Piastri, trying to see if he can break the gap and win this. And mind you, today was supposed to be the day that they should have won their constructor championship.
Yeah, 25 points actually, 25 points.
Regardless, my point is this, right? You're going to have a Lando Norris chasing Piastri hotly because if you is doable. Then you're going to have a Verstappen chasing Lando, saying we don't want McLaren to have 1-2.
Yeah.
And for me, the realistic expectation for me there is Lando might not finish second. I see Verstappen finishing second, but Verstappen Verstappen will not topple Piastri. Piastri is a rugged driver, he's a more daring driver, he drives better. Lando has actually been the guy with the bad luck. Last week, last week, 5.9, this week, 4 point something, and the other part, he's not as daring as Piastri.
I think even
Piastri can go
but perhaps even his riskiness and his dariness has cost him a lot. Because
that's what took him to where he is right now.
I agree. I'm not
today.
But did you watch the qualifying round? Let's go back. I like to go back a bit.
See, now let me explain
how
something
he broke his left
before him there was Nico.
Suspension, left suspension.
Before him there was Nico.
Rear suspension.
There was Oli Bierman and the rest of them. Is the weather is windy. Is a place where driving there is not easy. And guess what? To even make it worse, is the only circuit that is in the middle, is in the heart of town. Guess what they did? Go and check that circuit again. It's not your normal circuit.
It will be
out of town.
My boy was saying something like Kestrel and everything. How comes they have a lot of Kestrel? Beautiful, amazing building. It's a normal thing that they turn to track. So there are places that you dare not even overtake. There are turns, there are lanes that you cannot even, 2 cars cannot even go at the same time. That's how crazy this circuit is.
The Baku.
You understand? So give it to Piastri. Piastri daring nature has taken him to where he is right now. Anytime Piastri is leading and Verstappen is chasing, I always know that Verstappen can overtake him. But if Lando is leading and Verstappen is chasing, so for me, with 44 points down, 299 and 250 and 266, 44 points and 255, 44 point difference between him and I tell you something. After the Singapore Grand Prix, we're going to be talking about probably 30 something or 20 something point between Lando and what's his name? Verstappen. But the gap between Piastri, recorded, and you're going to play this again. The gap between Piastri after Singapore, the gap between Piastri and Lando will be widening. Why that of Lando and Verstappen will be shrink.
Right,
I be strong. Sorry.
For me, I just feel that it's about the cars, and I think McLaren has to put their house in order. There was a bit issue where they had the fact that they told them, was it Norris to step down for Piastri the last time around, and they were like, this is the first time something like this is happening. In as much as we want to see, these back-to-back races, I think there's a way they will have to guide it to ensure that they win both the drivers and the constructors. They have to find a way. They have to find a way to guide it.
See, no, so
because I want to see this fact back. The company comes first.
My joy is this, right? 3 positions are up for grab.
Yeah,
we'll be competing. So it's going to make it open. It's going to make it more entertaining. You understand? You're not going to watch anybody listen. But there's something I equally want to mention, and we need to give it to Carlos Sainz.
I was going there. Now, George Russell finished second.
Yeah,
but for the first time in his career, Carlos Sainz finished on podium.
No, not first time. No, for the first time with Williams. Last season.
I think for the fact that he was on the way to be on pole. Like I said, he was on the way to be on pole. Was on the way to be on pole. Very close until that issue happened.
The gap. That was never the gap.
And then coming to the race, it was a little between Verstappen and him because at one point he was going for it. I think it was at no point. I think it was hard luck for Carlos Sainz.
No, it wasn't.
Come on,
I think it was William. No, come on, give it to him.
Did you expect William to finish?
He is the driver of the day, right?
Yes.
But if you're talking about him, come on, mind you, he was second.
Yeah.
Guess who finished second?
It was
So what are you talking about? So he was never the guy chasing this guy. You understand? But give it to him. He became the first driver since 2017 with Williams to finish on the podium. The last driver that finished was Lance Stroll, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Since 2017, Williams have never been on the podium. He became the first Williams driver since 2017. I said that's not enough. He equally became the first driver to finish on podium for Williams, for Ferrari, and for McLaren. Amazing achievement.
He's paid his dues, yeah.
Amazing achievement. Yeah. I really pitied him last season when he was clearly to that look. We don't need you. We have Lewis Hamilton coming over. Now he's on podium. Why Lewis Hamilton is yet to be on podium this season?
Meanwhile, the top of qualifying.
His teammate.
No, I think they were together. Was it 7th and 8th? I'm talking about Ferrari drivers. Charles Leclerc. Yes, I'm correct. If it's 7 and 8, Lando Norris finished 7th, Hamilton 8th, Charles Leclerc finished 9th. He finished above his teammate. But the thing is that they gave us this feeling of it could be Ferrari's start because they finished 1 and 2 in the qualifying. Remember, got to the pole, they faded out. And then the race wasn't
during the qualifiers, so they had a DF. I mean, DNF. 2 of them. None of them was part of the top 10. during the qualifiers.
But I think they finished qualifier 1 or qualifier 2.
Because Piastri was
Sorry,
9.
practice. This is qualifier.
Piastri was 9, right?
Practice,
They were
yeah,
part of,
yeah.
I think one of them was
Practice.
either 10. Yeah. So for me, it was even but my point is this:
Sainz.
you let go saying you need a better driver.
Lewis Hamilton is tapped out.
In Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton came
Sam.
for about 15 races right now. He's yet to finish on podium. And Carlos Sainz is driving for Williams.
I mean, he may not even.
I think it was a good weekend for Mercedes. George Russell, and
fantastic.
Antonini, second and fourth.
Yeah.
Good one for the young guys.
No, just we need to give
Nelson, Sonoda.
I love
for
that's
themselves.
to me. It's not about even if Mercedes physical because like I said, the two things have one of the fastest cars when it comes to Formula One. I still think Mercedes does. It may not be as fast as it used to be when Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas were the guys at the end of the affairs, but they have one of the fastest cars. My issue is for the younger guys. Like I don't know when we were doing the introduction, I was nodding my head and I was like, "Wow, these boys have given a pay their dues."
Yeah.
Liam Lawson, Antonelli. I know it's Mercedes, but he's a young chap. Nobody gave him a chance. And they like Yuki Tsunoda as well.
Isaac
So
also doing well for himself.
where are the whole big guys, the big guns? They're nowhere to be found.
For the first time in the longest, I mean, in the long run, right? We have 4 rookie drivers in the top 10 during the qualifiers.
Yeah.
In top 10, 4 rookie drivers in top 10 during the qualifiers. It tells you how these guys are coming up so fast. It tells you that the days of the dominance of whosoever it is, be it Piastri, be it Lando Norris, it's almost
where
over.
Are the big guys?
Even Verstappen is almost over. What they've actually witnessed some years back, they can't witness because these guys are driving very well.
Even Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri are young guys as well. It's just because the fact that
they've actually been there for some time.
Yes, they've got young guys as well.
Well, for the McLaren drivers, not the best of weekend for Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri with the DNF. For our young Formula One fan, it's not a good weekend for Lando Norris. Unfortunately,
absolutely.
I was hoping and rooting that when the DNF happened to Piastri, maybe Lando Norris would have tried to finish in second position, third position, or at least finish in that top 3, to close the gap on his teammates, but finishing backward in 7.
Started in 7
and finished in 7.
No movement.
Did not help him. 25-point difference between the first and second, but 69 points separate first and third. The biggest talking point right now.
Yeah.
With 7 races to go. They go twice to the United States of America and end it in Abu Dhabi. Can Max Verstappen fight to the end for the Formula One championship? Or can Sam think it's over?
It's over. Officially.
No, so you also think it's over?
It's over.
But I still think there is...
But what I don't agree with him is the fact that it's going to be McLaren 1 too.
Well, but for me,
to see.
I think there is still that last push for Max Verstappen after 3 races.
You're not a believer.
In Dutch, in Monza, in Baku.
Baku, yeah. But
next, they go to Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore next.
In Singapore, if he wins it again, and there's 1 DNF for McLaren driver, I'll ask this question again. Can Verstappen
do it?
Reclaim or defend his championship? It's a big question. But will it happen? 7 races to go. We keep our fingers crossed. Off the pitch, brought to you by Azar Studios.